Howdy doody, everyone. Here I am. If you may have noticed from the title, well, I am continuing the Rants show. Isn't that nice? The show I started, over 2 years ago, and am now just right now starting to continue it. There you go. Just because, I finally found something to talk about, really. And once again, it has to do with the Oscars. If you may have noticed, I didn't talk about the 2013 Oscars, or the one celebrating the movies coming out in 2013. I didn't see that. So that was mostly because I was so thrown off by Brave winning Best Animated Picture that I didn't really care. So yeah, but I'm gonna give it a bit more of a shot now, especially since, if you may have noticed from the title, there is something to talk about. But before I get to that, I am gonna have an announcement, because I'm gonna try and get back into the Oscars and start to vary up the movies I see. I'm actually taking this list of the Oscar nominees, and I'm gonna try my best to see them through any means and do a situation on them. And this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the one time, really, one of the few occasions where I'm going to break my rule in only doing a situation on movies in theaters, mostly because these movies are going to be talked about a lot as we get closer to the date, and I want to be more well-informed on them and give you guys an individual review for each of these things, because I'm sure they're all great movies. Why would they be on here if they weren't? So, either great or at least a lot of people like them. Like Big Hero 6. So yeah, I'm gonna see them. I know back in California that that certain theaters would start showing the Oscar nominees and let everyone watch them. I don't know if they'll do that here or not, so I might just have to get them on DVD. We'll see. These movies are as quote, I'm doing all the Best Picture ones. I might fit in some of the other films, but if I just do the Best Picture films, I'll get like a pretty good scope of a lot of the other categories too. This includes American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. Just right off the bat, probably the most interesting one to me is Birdman, because I know that stars Michael Keaton, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about his performance in that as kind of someone down in his career and all that. And yes, I know it's not an actual superhero movie. Damn, even when I do Oscar films, I'm doing a take on a superhero movie. But anyway, now to get to the real meat and potatoes of this, they also, with all the nominees for Best Picture, they released also the ones for Actress, Actor, Supporting, and Sound, all that stuff, and also Best Animated Feature. Now this year, there isn't really a Pixar film to compete, so that's another thing that's making it interesting, because now there isn't an Oscar to go to a Pixar film, so they're gonna have to make an actual decision. Isn't that nice? Although, sadly, because of the list, I'm thinking that the worst one is gonna win. So the nominees for Best Animated Picture are Big Hero 6, The Box Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and two movies I haven't seen called Song of the Sea and The Tale of Princess Kaguya. I don't think I'm planning on seeing those last two, mostly because I don't, they didn't, well, how do I put this? I don't think they're gonna win because they're underground and and I don't think they were seen that much by general audiences, or even heard that much. I haven't heard of those last two, and I'm pretty well informed as far as animated movies go. So they might have gotten a limited release, I don't know. But the point is, I think for those reasons they're probably not going to win. I'm sure they're good movies, and, maybe if I have time I'll see them, but, there you go. So probably what's going to win out of this is Big Hero 6, even though, of this list, I would think Box Trolls most definitely. Because that was animated beautifully, it had an original story, it was told in a unique way, and Big Hero 6 is basically a compilation of every single cliche you've ever seen in a kid's superhero movie. And it is not worthy to win an Oscar, even in a crowd like this. And none of these movies, with the exception of maybe the movies I haven't seen, as I said, I haven't seen them, I don't know, they are not fit to lick the boot heels of the Lego Movie. Now, if you might have noticed, I'm not really ranting as much as I'm more disappointed about this. It's not like Brave, which struck a chord with me, which just pissed me off to no end. This is more depressing than pissing me off. The Lego Movie took what is basically a huge merchandising scam, when you think of it. We have a toy, let's make a movie about it. Back in the 80s, they did this with TV shows, with Transformers, with little comic books. They'd make TV shows of them. There's all sorts of things like GoBots and all that, where they were basically shows to market toys. And this is sort of the same idea. It's a movie to market toys. I'm sure that was like the upstairs guy's idea behind it. Make a movie to sell our toys. But they took this idea and gave it a great director, gave it good animation, and put in a whole ton of effort and actually made it into something amazing. Something that will be cherished for years to come. And as I said, I haven't seen those last two movies on the list, but none of those movies are movies to be cherished for years to come. Big Hero 6, in my opinion, is probably going to be closer to Tangled than it is to, say, even Frozen, as far as a best movie category. Where people like it fine, but it's kind of a low point. It's forgettable. It's not going to be remembered. Even Wreck-It Ralph got into 2012, but the Lego Movie, for whatever reason I don't understand, didn't get nominated. And you'd think, especially in the Best Animated Picture section, that they would include a movie that the general populace seems to like a lot. And when I've looked on, Rotten Tomatoes and stuff, it hasn't gotten a perfect score. It's not Wizard of Oz, where there's only one guy ballsy enough to say it's bad. But it seems to have a grand majority of people thinking it's a masterpiece. And when I actually looked into the people who said, who rated it rotten, it was someone who said, a big merchandising scam. It's designed to sell toys. And I considered writing the comment of, you'll have a different opinion when you actually watch it. Because if you see the movie, you wouldn't be saying something like that. Because it is not treated like a merchandising scam. Even though that was probably the idea, it's treated like a movie. It's respectable in that way, and it does a great job of it. And yes, it is selling toys, but so what? Star Wars sells toys. Both trilogies sold toys. And I don't really think that should be a disqualifier for saying it's a good movie. That's ridiculous. Because it's... I just don't understand. Wreck-It Ralph was designed to sell toys in a way. There was plenty of Wreck-It Ralph toys. Oh, and Big Hero 6, you think there's not going to be like 17 billion different plushies of Baymax? Why is that okay, but Lego Movie isn't? I'll tell you why. It's because Big Hero 6 is Disney. And Big Hero 6 is hyped up because Disney has such a big marketing budget. And it is a company with a grand legacy. And that's why it gets an Oscar nomination. And if there was a Pixar movie, if there was a Cars 3 that came out this year, I bet you it would have made this list. Even if none of the Academy people even saw it, Pixar has got to win if it made a movie that year. And this is really where the Oscars seems to fall flat for me, is how little attention they pay for the animated feature. And I know that these movies are for families. They are not higher class. They are no Grand Budapest Hotel, like masterpieces that you'd show in film school. And you know what? Both of these movies have a place. I love the Lego Movie, but I wouldn't show it to a bunch of, but I wouldn't like show it to like the Nobel Peace Prize winners or something, and like at that kind of party. That's not what the movie's designed for. And with animated film especially, you gotta think of what it's doing for the audience, not just how much work was put into it, or no, there was a lot of work put into this, or how many filming risks it took, like with Boyhood, filming it over 12 years and stuff. That was Oscar bait, definitely. But I really don't think it's fair to just leave Lego Movie out of it for such simplistic reasons. The internet's already exploded about this. I am not the first one, and I doubt I'll be the last to complain that it's not on this list. But as I said, I'm not, like, infuriated about this. I'm just disappointed. And because of this, there probably isn't going to be a separate rant for when Big Hero 6 wins this category. Maybe there'll be a happy rant if Box Trolls wins, but I find that unlikely that it will happen. But when Big Hero 6 wins, it's just going to be yet another nail in the coffin there for this particular category being unfairly judged. And that's really all I have to say about it. And you might have your own opinions, but it's really disappointing to me. And I'm gonna hope to see all these movies once again, but the animated picture part's probably not gonna get that much attention from me. So there you go. If you're curious, I know it was 2 years ago, but I eventually did see all the big picture winners from the 2012 winners and stuff, the same Brave Oscar thing. And I do agree with the decision to have Argo win that one. I remember when I watched all of them, I watched Argo, I watched Silver Linings Playbook, I watched what was it called? That one with the sparkly ocean, with and the tiger. You know what I'm talking about. Sure I could remember, but anyway, yeah, I saw all of them. They're pretty good. The one with the tiger, though, it started off nice, but it got really ridiculous towards the end, and yeah, I'm glad it didn't win. I agree with Argo. It was very close for me between Silver Linings and Argo that year. Like, I was just ignoring which one actually won when I was thinking about which one I wanted to. And just thinking about it, yes, I really did love the performances in Silver Linings. I love the idea, I love the writing, I love the story. But Argo just made me feel good. It really did. It was thrills. It was smart. It was clever. It was edge of your seat all the way through with Argo. And Silver Linings Playbook was very close. It was a very close thing for me, and I would have been happy if either one succeeded with this. Just like that same year, I would have been happy if either Wreck-It Ralph or Paranorman won. But, of course, the lesser one did. And this year, I would be happy if Box Trolls won. I'd be confused if How to Train Your Dragon 2 won. And I'd be disappointed when Big Hero 6 wins. Notice I'm not saying if, I'm saying when. And if Song of the Sea or Tale of Princess Kaguya, wins, then, well, good for them. Maybe if one of those two wins, I will actually check it out, because very good if you beat out Disney. Yeah, and hey, it'll be a step in the right direction. It'll be showing that the Oscars are putting a little more thought into this, and I'm really hoping that they are. Because if you think about it, the Oscar Awards ceremony is probably the most in tune with the people of the major awards ceremonies out there. Except for maybe the Tonys. But if you think of something like the Grammys are basically a joke. They go with the lowest common denominator as far as the music artists. I remember looking at last year, and people and pop stars were winning that I thought were okay, and the ones that were actually pretty good were getting sidelined. And maybe it's just my taste in music, but Grammys to me seem like they're really just going with all the twittering idiots out there who like to speak loud and not really think too much about anything. And yeah, and I don't have an opinion on things like the Nobel Prizes or I don't know, the novel one. I don't have opinions on that, but of the three of Tony's, Oscars, Grammys, and Golden Globes, Golden Globes. This is exceeding 3 now. And the what was the one for television? The Emmys. Probably Oscars is the most respectable out of them. But it does need work. And I'm hoping that they make some good decisions this year. I will definitely do a video afterwards expressing my thoughts on it. And who knows, maybe it'll be a regular rant like the first one. Maybe it'll be more calm like this. Calm and disappointed. Maybe it'll be energetic and happy. It's hard to say. But there you go. Go out and make your own decisions. Go out and share your own thoughts on the matter. And I'll try to get back to you on progress with this. Not progress, but I'll try to get back to you with situations for all these Best Picture movies, and maybe a couple other Oscar nominees that aren't on the Best Picture list at all, like the Fox something. I remember the Steve Carell movie that's nominated for Best Actor and stuff. Maybe you never know. It might happen, but maybe not. And I'll definitely try my best. Since I don't really have an outro for this, I'm just gonna say, hope to rant to you again.